I smelled my dead mother's perfume on Christmas morning, and it was coming from the woman my father married 6 months ago. My twin sister Lily grabbed my arm so hard her nails dug into my skin. We were standing at the top of the stairs in our pajamas, frozen like deer. Below us, our stepmother Sarah hummed while hanging ornaments on the tree. The scent drifted up to us like a ghost. Vanilla and jasmine. The exact same smell that used to fill our house before Mom disappeared 3 years ago. Before they found her car at the bottom of Miller's Cliff with no body inside. "Do you smell that?" Lily whispered. Her face had gone white as snow. I nodded. My heart was beating so loud I could hear it in my ears. Sarah looked up and saw us. Her smile was bright and wide. Too wide. "Girls, Merry Christmas! Come see what Santa brought!" But we couldn't move. Because that perfume, Mom's special perfume that she ordered from some tiny shop in Paris, the one that came in a purple bottle, the one Dad threw away after the funeral because it made him cry, that perfume was impossible to find. Mom told us that once the shop burned down. There were only a few bottles left in the whole world. So how did Sarah have it? Let me tell you how we got here. Because this story starts way before Christmas morning. It starts the day our mother vanished into thin air. Hey friends, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to comment where you are watching from. Someone close to you might be watching too. Like, share, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a story. Make sure to watch till the very end because the final twist is something you definitely don't want to miss. So let's continue. I was 12 when Mom didn't come home. Lily and I had just gotten back from soccer practice. Dad was pacing in the kitchen, his phone pressed to his ear. His voice was shaky. She said she was going to the store. That was 4 hours ago. The police came. They asked questions. They searched. They found her car 3 days later, crashed through a guardrail on the clifftop road outside town. The driver's door was open. Her purse was still inside, her phone, her shoes, everything except her. They dragged the river below. They searched the woods. They brought dogs and helicopters and divers in wet suits. They found nothing. Not a single trace of her body. After 6 months, they declared her dead. Accident, they said. She must have fallen into the water and been swept away. But Lily and I never believed it. Mom was the best driver we knew. She drove that road 100 times. And why would she take off her shoes? Why would she leave her purse? None of it made sense. Dad fell apart. He stopped going to work. He stopped cooking dinner. He sat in his chair and stared at the wall for hours. Lily and I learned to take care of ourselves. We made sandwiches for lunch. We did our own laundry. We held each other when we cried at night, which was every night for a very long time. Then, 2 years later, Dad met Sarah at some grief support group. She was younger than Mom. Prettier. In that magazine kind of way. Her hair was always perfect. Her clothes were always neat. She laughed at Dad's jokes and touched his arm when she talked to him. Lily hated her immediately. I tried to give her a chance. Dad seemed happy again. He smiled. He made pancakes on Sunday mornings. He went back to work. Maybe Sarah was good for him. They got married 4 months after they started dating. Small ceremony at the courthouse. Sarah moved into our house the next day with 3 suitcases and a fake smile. "I'm not trying to replace your mom," she said that first night at dinner. "I just want us to be a family." Lily pushed her plate away and left the table. I heard her bedroom door slam. The thing about Sarah was that she tried too hard. She bought us expensive clothes we didn't want. She made elaborate dinners we didn't eat. She asked questions about school and friends and soccer like she was reading from a script. Everything felt forced, fake, like she was playing the role of a stepmother in a movie. But Dad loved her, or needed her, or something. He held her hand at dinner. He kissed her goodbye in the morning. He defended her when Lily said mean things, which was often. "Give her a chance," Dad would say. "She's trying." The weird things started small, little things that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Sarah knew where Mom kept the extra batteries. The junk drawer in the kitchen. Left side, under the old phone book. We never told her that. She made Dad's coffee exactly the way Mom used to. 2 sugars, splash of cream, heated for exactly 30 seconds in the microwave. Dad never told her that either. We watched him not tell her. She rearranged the living room furniture to match exactly how it was before Mom disappeared. We had changed it after the funeral, because looking at it the old way hurt too much. But Sarah put it all back. The couch by the window, the lamp in the corner, the rug at that weird angle Mom liked. I just thought it flowed better this way, Sarah said when Dad asked her about it. Lily started keeping a list. She wrote down every strange thing in a notebook she hid under her mattress. I told her she was being paranoid. I told her she was looking for problems. But deep down, I was keeping my own mental list, and it was getting longer. Sarah started wearing her hair the way Mom wore hers. A low ponytail with a few pieces loose around her face. Mom's signature look. She planted the same flowers in the garden. White roses and purple irises, Mom's favorites. She started cooking Mom's recipes. Pot roast with carrots, chicken soup with a tiny pasta stars, chocolate cake with raspberry filling. Dad cried the first time she made that cake. Happy tears, he said. But I saw how Sarah watched him while he cried, like she was studying him. She's copying her, Lily said one night. We were in her room with the door locked. She's trying to become Mom. That's crazy, I said, but my voice shook. Is it? Think about it, Sophie. Think about all of it. The hair, the food, the furniture, the way she laughs. Have you noticed? She laughs exactly like Mom did. That little snort at the end. Mom used to be embarrassed about it, but Sarah does it on purpose. I had noticed. I just didn't want to admit it. Why would she do that? I asked. Lily's eyes went dark. I don't know, but I'm going to find out. That's when Lily started snooping. She went through Sarah's things when Sarah was out. She checked her phone when Sarah left it on the counter. She followed her to the store, staying far enough back that Sarah wouldn't notice. She goes to the cemetery, Lily told me. Every Wednesday afternoon, she sits by Mom's grave for an hour. Maybe she's paying respects, I said. Mom doesn't have a grave, Sophie. There's no body. It's just a stone with her name on it. Why would Sarah sit there every week? She never even met Mom. I didn't have an answer for that. The week before Christmas, Lily found something. I came home from soccer practice and she dragged me into her room. Her hands were shaking. Look at this. She held up her phone. On the screen was a photo of a document. Some kind of medical record. I squinted at the small text. Where did you get this? Sarah's email. I figured out her password. It's Dad's birthday backwards. Look at the date. The document was from a hospital 2 towns over. The date was 3 years ago, 2 months before Mom disappeared. The patient name made my stomach drop. Sarah Miller. Miller, like Miller's Cliff, like where they found Mom's car. So, I said, that's her maiden name, right? Before she married Dad? Keep reading. I read the medical notes. They were hard to understand, big words. But one section was underlined in Lily's screenshot. Patient reports severe facial trauma from motor vehicle accident. Extensive reconstructive surgery required. Patient requesting resemblance to provided photograph. My hand started shaking too. What does this mean? It means Sarah had surgery to change her face, and she brought a picture to show the doctors what she wanted to look like. Lots of people get surgery after accidents, I said, but my voice was barely a whisper. Sophie. Lily grabbed my shoulders. What if the picture she brought was Mom's picture? What if she had surgery to look like Mom? That's insane. Is it? Look at her, Sophie. Really, look at her. She has Mom's nose, Mom's chin, Mom's cheekbones. I thought she just naturally looked similar. But what if she made herself look that way on purpose? The room felt like it was spinning. I sat down on Lily's bed before I fell down. Why? I asked. Why would anyone do that? I don't know, but I'm going to find out, and I think it has something to do with Mom's disappearance. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed and thought about everything. All the little things, all the weird things. The way Sarah knew things she shouldn't know. The way she looked like Mom, if you squinted. The way Dad looked at her sometimes with this confused expression, like he was seeing a ghost. What if Lily was right? What if Sarah was somehow connected to Mom's disappearance? But how? And why? I must have finally fallen asleep because the next thing I knew, Lily was shaking me awake. It was still dark outside. "Get dressed," she whispered. "Sarah just left. I heard her car." "Where's Dad?" "Asleep. Come on, we're following her." I should have said no. I should have woken Dad up, but I didn't. I got dressed and climbed out my window onto the roof, then down the tree like Lily and I used to do when we snuck out to meet friends. Except we weren't meeting friends this time. We were following our stepmother in the middle of the night. Lily had borrowed Dad's old bike. I took Mom's, which had been sitting in the garage collecting dust. We pedaled through the dark streets, staying far back from Sarah's taillights. She drove slowly, carefully. She turned onto the highway, heading out of town. "Where is she going?" I puffed. My legs were burning. "The cliff," Lily said. "She's going to the cliff." She was right. Sarah's car turned onto the winding road that led up to Miller's Cliff, the same road where they found Mom's car. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. We dumped our bikes in the trees and followed on foot. The road was dark, cold. A thin layer of snow covered everything. Our breath came out in white clouds. Sarah's car was parked at the overlook, the same spot where Mom's car had crashed through the guardrail. Sarah got out. She was wearing a long coat. She walked to the edge and looked down at the dark water far below. Then she did something that made my blood freeze. She laughed. Not a sad laugh or a scared laugh. A happy laugh. A triumphant laugh. 3 years, she said out loud. Her voice carried on the wind. 3 years, and no one suspects a thing. Lily and I looked at each other. We were hiding behind a big rock about 30 feet away. What did she mean? Sarah pulled something from her pocket. A phone. She dialed a number and put it to her ear. "It's me," she said when someone answered. "I'm at the spot." "Yes, I'm sure. No one knows. No one will ever know." A pause. "The girls are clueless. The husband is completely fooled. Everything is going exactly according to plan." My whole body was shaking. Not from the cold, from fear. "Yes, I'll have access to everything once the inheritance clears. The life insurance paid out last month. The house is in his name, but I'll be added to the deed after the new year. All the accounts, all the assets, everything she worked for." Another pause. "She should have just shared it when we asked nicely. This is her own fault." Lily grabbed my hand so hard it hurt. "Don't worry," Sarah continued. "There's no evidence. I was very careful. The car crash worked perfectly. Everyone thinks she went over the cliff. No one looked anywhere else." She laughed again. "I'll call you tomorrow. We'll celebrate properly once this is all done." She hung up. She stood there for another minute, looking down at the water. Then she got in her car and drove away. Lily and I didn't move. We couldn't move. We couldn't breathe. We just sat there in the freezing cold as the truth crashed over us like a wave. Sarah killed our mother, or helped kill her, or knew who killed her, and now she was pretending to be her, living her life, stealing her family, taking her money. "We have to tell Dad," I finally said. "He won't believe us," Lily said. "He's in love with her. He'll think we're making it up because we don't like her." "Then we go to the police." "And tell them what? That we heard her make a weird phone call?" "That's not proof, Sophie. We need real proof." "Then what do we do?" Lily's face was hard, determined. "We get proof. We find out exactly what she did, and then we make her pay." The next few days were torture. We had to sit across from Sarah at dinner and pretend everything was normal. We had to smile when she asked about school. We had to say thank you when she gave us presents to put under the tree, all while knowing what she was, what she'd done. Lily became obsessed. She went through every inch of Sarah's belongings. She read every email, every text message. every document on Sarah's laptop. She took photos of everything with her phone. I kept watch. I made excuses when Dad asked why we were spending so much time in our rooms. I distracted Sarah when Lily needed more time. 2 days before Christmas, Lily found it. The real evidence. She burst into my room with her laptop, her eyes wild. Look at this. It was an email from 2 months before Mom disappeared. The sender was Sarah. The recipient was someone named Jack Howell. The subject line said, "Final payment schedule." The email laid it all out. Sarah and this Jack person had been hired by someone to make Mom disappear. They were paid $50,000 up front and promised another $100,000 once the job was done and the life insurance paid out. Who hired them? I asked. I don't know yet. The emails referred to them as the client. But look at this part. She scrolled down. The email described the plan. They would run Mom off the road at the cliff, make it look like an accident. But they wouldn't let her go over. They would take her somewhere else. Somewhere no one would find her. Where? I breathed. I'm still looking. But Sophie, if they took her somewhere, if they didn't actually kill her right away, then maybe she's still alive. I finished. Hope exploded in my chest. Painful, desperate hope. What if Mom was out there somewhere? What if she'd been alive this whole time, waiting for someone to find her? We have to find this Jack person, Lily said. He's the key to everything. She found him that night. Jack Howell lived in a trailer park on the edge of the next town over. He had a criminal record, assault, theft, drug charges. Exactly the kind of person you'd hire to do something terrible. We're going there, Lily said. Are you crazy? He's dangerous. So is Sarah, and she's living in our house, sleeping in Mom's bed. We have to know what they did with her, Sophie. We have to know if she's alive. So on Christmas Eve, while Dad and Sarah went to some party at Dad's work, Lily and I took the bus across town to Jack Howell's trailer. It was snowing, big fat flakes that covered everything in white. The trailer park looked like something from a horror movie. Old trailers with broken windows and sagging roofs, trash in the yards, dogs barking in the distance. Jack's trailer was at the end of a muddy road. A dim light glowed in one window. We stood outside, trying to decide what to do. Maybe we should call the police now, I said. Not yet. We need him to tell us where Mom is. The police will arrest him, and he'll lawyer up and never talk. So what's your plan? Lily held up her phone. I'm going to record everything. You're going to knock on the door and say we're selling cookies for school or something. Get him talking. I'll ask about Sarah. See how he reacts. This is a terrible plan. You have a better one? I didn't. So I walked up to that trailer and knocked on the door. My hand was shaking so bad I could barely make a fist. Heavy footsteps inside. The door opened. Jack Howell was exactly what I expected. Big, mean-looking, tattoos up his neck. He smelled like cigarettes and beer. What do you want? He growled. Hi. We're selling cookies for our school fundraiser, and... His face changed. His eyes went wide. He stared at me like he'd seen a ghost. Then he looked past me to Lily. His mouth fell open. No, he whispered. No, no, no. You're not real. You can't be here. What are you talking about? Lily asked. She had her phone up, recording. You're dead. You're both dead. Sarah said you were dead too. She said the whole family was going to be gone. That was the deal. The whole family. Ice filled my veins. Sarah tried to kill us too. Jack's face went white. He realized what he'd said. He tried to close the door, but Lily jammed her foot in the way. Where's our mother? Lily demanded. What did you do with her? I didn't do nothing. That was all Sarah. I just drove the car. I just helped with the crash. Where is she? Is she alive? Jack's eyes darted around like he was looking for an escape. Then he slumped, like all the air went out of him. The warehouse. The old Riverside warehouse on Factory Street. That's where Sarah took her after. That's the last time I saw her. I swear. Sarah said she'd handle the rest. When was this? 3 years ago, the night she disappeared. I don't know what happened after. Sarah stopped answering my calls. She never paid me the rest of the money. She screwed me over too. Lily pulled out her phone and called 911. Jack didn't even try to run. He just stood there, looking defeated and scared. The police came. We told them everything. They arrested Jack. They sent cars to arrest Sarah. But Lily and I didn't wait. We got a ride from one of the police officers to the Riverside warehouse. It was an old brick building covered in graffiti. Half the windows were broken. The door was chained shut, but the chain was rusty and old. "Stay here," the officer said. "Let us clear the building first." But we didn't stay. As soon as he went inside, we followed. We had to know. We had to see. The warehouse was huge and empty. Trash everywhere. Old boxes, broken furniture. Our footsteps echoed. The officers spread out, checking every room. "Here," one of them shouted. "I found something." We ran toward his voice. He was standing in front of a metal door with a new padlock on it. Not rusty, not old, new. Someone had been here recently. They cut the lock. The door swung open. Stairs led down into darkness. A basement. The officer shined his flashlight down the stairs. "This is the police. If anyone is down there, call out." Silence. Then, so faint we almost didn't hear it. A voice. Weak, scared, but there. "Help me. Please help me." Lily and I pushed past the officer. We ran down those stairs, our hearts in our throats. The basement was cold and damp. There was a cot in the corner, a bucket, some empty food containers. And on the cot, covered in a thin blanket, was our mother. She was thin, so thin. Her hair was long and dirty. Her face was pale. But it was her. It was really her. Alive. "Mom!" we screamed. We ran to her. We threw our arms around her. She felt like bones, like she might break, but she held us tight and sobbed into our hair. "My babies," she cried. "My sweet babies. I knew you'd find me. I knew you wouldn't give up." The officers called for an ambulance. They wrapped Mom in blankets. They gave her water. She could barely walk. They had to carry her up the stairs. But she was alive. She was really alive. At the hospital, the doctor said she was malnourished and dehydrated, but otherwise okay. Sarah had kept her locked in that basement for 3 years. She brought food and water once a week, just enough to keep Mom alive. She told Mom that she'd killed us, and Dad that there was no one left to look for her, that she might as well give up. But Mom never gave up. She scratched marks on the wall to count the days. She did exercises to stay strong. She believed that somehow, some way, someone would find her. The police arrested Sarah at Dad's work party. They said she tried to run, but they caught her in the parking lot. They found all the evidence on her laptop, the emails, the plans, the bank records showing the payments to Jack, everything. Turns out, Sarah wasn't even her real name. She was Lisa Green, a con artist with warrants in 3 states. She'd been watching our family for months, before Mom disappeared. She learned everything about Mom, her habits, her likes, her mannerisms. She planned the whole thing to steal Mom's life, and her money. The surgery wasn't from a car accident. She paid for it herself. She brought Mom's photo to the surgeon and said she wanted to look exactly like her sister for a family reunion. The surgeon didn't ask questions, just took the money and did the job. Dad was devastated, and relieved, and angry, and 100 other emotions, all at once. He couldn't believe he'd fallen for it, that he'd let that monster into our house, that he'd slept next to her while Mom was locked in a basement 3 miles away. But mostly, he was just grateful. Grateful Mom was alive. Grateful we found her. Grateful we were all together again. That was 6 months ago. Mom's stronger now. She's gained weight. Her hair is shiny again. She laughs at dinner. Real laughs, not scared whispers. She still has nightmares sometimes. We all do. But we're together. We're a family again. Sarah, or Lisa, or whatever her real name is in prison awaiting trial. They're charging her with kidnapping, attempted murder, fraud, and about a dozen other things. Her lawyer says she'll spend the rest of her life behind bars. I hope he's right. Jack cut a deal with the police. He's testifying against Sarah in exchange for a lighter sentence. 20 years instead of life. Mom says that's not enough. I agree. But at least he's paying for what he did. We sold the house. Too many bad memories. Too many ghosts. We bought a new place across town. Smaller, cozier. No one has lived there except us. No one has worn Mom's perfume there except Mom. On Christmas morning, in our new house, Lily and I woke up to the smell of pancakes and bacon. We came downstairs and Mom was in the kitchen, dancing to old music while she cooked. Dad was setting the table. He caught Mom's hand and spun her around. She laughed, that real laugh with the little snort at the end. Under the tree were presents wrapped in messy paper because Mom never could wrap neatly. Lily and I sat on the couch and watched our parents be happy. Actually happy. Not fake happy like Dad was with Sarah. Real, true, deep down happy. I can't believe we almost lost this, Lily whispered to me. But we didn't, I said. We fought. We didn't give up. We found her. Mom came and sat between us. She put an arm around each of us and pulled us close. She smelled like vanilla and jasmine. Her real perfume, the one from the purple bottle. She'd ordered a new one from a tiny shop online, run by the daughter of the woman who owned the original shop in Paris. I'm so proud of you girls, she said. You saved my life. You saved our family. You were so brave. We learned from the best, Lily said. Mom kissed the tops of our heads. Merry Christmas, my loves. Merry Christmas, Mom, we said together. And for the first time in 3 years, I believed it. It really was a Merry Christmas. Because the only present we wanted, the only thing we'd wished for on every birthday candle and shooting star and stray eyelash, had come true. We got our mother back. The woman who wore Mom's perfume that other Christmas morning was a monster. A fake. A thief who tried to steal everything we loved. But she failed. Because love is stronger than evil. Truth is stronger than lies. And family, real family, is the strongest thing of all. Sometimes at night I still think about that moment on Christmas morning 6 months ago, when I smelled the perfume, when everything changed, when Lily and I looked at each other and knew something was terribly wrong. That moment of fear became the moment that saved us. That saved Mom. Because we trusted our instincts, we trusted each other. We didn't ignore the little voice inside that said something wasn't right. We listened. We investigated. We fought back. And we won. Mom says that bad things happen to good people sometimes, that the world isn't always fair, that monsters walk among us wearing human faces and fake smiles. But she also says that good people fight back. They don't give up. They protect the ones they love. They stand together. They survive. Lily and I are 16 now. We start driving school next month. Mom says we can't drive on that cliff road for a while. Maybe not ever. That's okay. There are other roads. Other ways to get where we need to go. Dad goes to therapy. So does Mom. So do Lily and I. We talk about what happened. About how scared we were. About how angry we are. About how grateful we feel. It helps. Slowly, day by day, we're healing. Last week, Mom made her chocolate cake with raspberry filling. The one Sarah used to make. We all froze when she brought it to the table. The memories came flooding back. But then Mom cut into it and the smell filled the kitchen and it was just cake, just food. Just a treat made by someone who loves us. Sarah didn't get to ruin that for us. She didn't get to ruin anything. To new traditions, Dad said, raising his glass of milk. To new traditions, we echoed. We ate the cake. It was delicious. Better than when Sarah made it. Because this time, it was real. This time, it was made with actual love, not manipulation, not a scheme, not a lie. That's the thing about monsters. They can copy the actions. They can mimic the words. They can even change their faces to look like the people we love, but they can never fake the feeling. The real connection. The true bond between people who actually care about each other. Lily and I could have let Sarah fool us. We could have ignored the signs. We could have convinced ourselves we were being paranoid or jealous or petty, but we didn't. We trusted that feeling in our guts that said something was wrong, and that trust saved our mother's life. So if there's anything I want people to know from our story, it's this: trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't ignore the little warnings. Don't brush off the weird coincidences. Don't let anyone make you feel crazy for questioning things. Because sometimes the monsters are real. Sometimes they're living in your house. Sometimes they're stealing your life piece by piece, while everyone else smiles and nods and says you should be grateful. But you don't have to be grateful. You don't have to smile. You don't have to pretend. You can ask questions. You can investigate. You can fight back. And sometimes, if you're really brave and really lucky, you can win. We won. We got our mother back. We exposed the monster. We saved our family. Not the police. Not some hero who swooped in at the last minute. Us. Two 15-year-old girls who refused to let the monster win. And now, every Christmas morning, when I smell vanilla and jasmine, I don't think about Sarah. I don't remember that awful moment of fear. Instead, I remember the moment we found Mom in that basement. The moment she opened her eyes and saw us. The moment she realized she wasn't alone anymore, that we came for her, that we never stopped looking. That's what Christmas means now, not presents or trees or fancy dinners. It means family, real family, the kind that fights for each other, the kind that never gives up, the kind that survives everything the world throws at it and comes out stronger on the other side. Sarah tried to destroy us. She tried to steal everything we had. But she failed, because she didn't understand what we had. She thought she could copy it, fake it, wear it like a costume. But love isn't something you can buy or steal or pretend. It's something you build, something you protect, something you fight for with everything you have. And we fought, and we won. And now, every morning, I wake up in our new house and hear Mom singing in the kitchen. I see Dad smile, really smile. For the first time in years, I watch Lily actually act like a teenager instead of a detective. And I know that we did that. We made that possible. We brought our family back from the edge of destruction. The woman who wore Mom's perfume is gone now, locked away where she can never hurt anyone again. But we're still here, still together, still fighting, still loving, still surviving. And that's the greatest victory of all. Dear friends, what you just saw is only one part of the bigger picture. In the next video, I'll reveal the twist no one saw coming, so make sure you're here when it drops. I would love to know what you would have done in this situation. Drop your thoughts below. I'll be reading every single comment. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. And don't forget to give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and share with someone who needs to hear it.